Marley was dead. To begin with, there is no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner Scrooge signed it. And Scrooge's name was good upon the exchange for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was dead as a doornail. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood years afterwards above the warehouse door, Scrooge and Marley. The firm was known as Scrooge and Marley. Sometimes people new to the business called Scrooge, and sometimes Marley. But he answered to both names. It was all the same to him. Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel had ever struck generous fire, secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster. The cold within him froze his old features, nipped his pointed nose, shriveled his cheek, stiffened his gait, made his eyes red, his thin lips blue, and spoke out shrewdly in his grating voice. He carried his own low temperature always about with him. He iced his office in the dog days, and he didn't thaw it 1 degree at Christmas. But although winter chilled the heart of the old miser, there were still those whose hearts could not be defeated by the frigid and icy weather. Those whose hope rested not in the sum of their wealth, but on someone Scrooge had forgotten long ago.
Did you hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air? Oh, what a color raising the sun! Oh, egalitarian tongues, giving while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Many, 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 many Christmas songs. Many, 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 many Christmas songs. On and they send on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Hark, the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is the song with joyful ring. All caroling, one seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, what a color raising the sun! Oh, egalitarian the tongues, giving while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Many, 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 many Christmas songs. Many, 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 many Christmas songs. On and they send on without end, their joyful tone to every home.
Cratchit!
Good morning, Uncle, and Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, and what was all that racket so early this morning?
Why, sir, it was Christmas carolers. Why, I can think of no better way to celebrate the absolute joy of the season than with music.
Well, I suppose you can't, but you'll have to, so get to it.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something for you.
Will it increase my earnings?
Oh, no, sir, but if you ask me, 'tis more precious than gold.
I shan't ask you then.
Let's see how. Oh, yes. Uncle, this is for you. Tiny Tim drew it. He said he wanted you to have it, and he wishes you a very Merry Christmas.
Oh, bah, humbug. What, pray tell, am I to do with this?
Why, we thought you might like to take it home with you, sir, as a remembrance of what Christmas is really all about. You see, there's Mary, and there's Joseph, and there's the baby Jesus.
Yes, I can see it with my own eyes, thank you very much.
Of course, Uncle.
And why, pray tell, does this picture read Happy Birthday?
Why, because it's Jesus' birthday, of course. In fact, tonight, Tim has decided that when I return home, we shall have a birthday party in Jesus' honor, complete with a candle on each bread cake around the table. Just a wonderful idea, don't you think, Uncle?
I think it's a waste of good candle wax.
Of course, Uncle. Well, can I tell Tiny Tim you're pleased with this picture?
You can tell him whatever you'd like. It's of no concern to me. Now, get to work.
Yes, Uncle. Uncle, what is it about Christmas that sours you so?
What is it about Christmas that cheers you so?
Why, sir, it's the birthday of my Savior, the one who gave his very life for me. How could I not be filled with the spirit of joy and thanksgiving?
Oh, not indeed. I suppose you thank him that you're starving to death as well.
Oh, I may not be rich, Uncle, but God has always met my needs. I have yet to go without. I'd say God provides rather well.
Yes, you would say that, but just remember it is I who pay your wages each week, which I shan't do for long if you don't keep your mind on your work.
Can't you be merry, sir, even on Christmas?
No, I can't. Neither should you. Merry indeed. How can you be so merry when you're so poor?
How can you be so miserable when you're so rich? Uncle, I just wish you could understand. Christmas is about giving. As God gave to us, so we give to each other.
Oh, bah! He's given me no gifts. I have worked for everything that I have.
But he has given you something. True, you may not have accepted it yet, but he's given you something that no amount of money or fame or power could ever buy.
Now see
He
here.
gave you Jesus.
If you would
He
listen-
gave you his only son.
But I'm
He
trying
gave
to
you the very best he had to offer.
Cratchit! I don't pay you to preach. So you just keep Christmas in your way and I'll keep it in mine.
But that's just it, Uncle. You don't keep it at all.
'Tis my choice then.
Of course, Uncle. Uncle, just one more thing, if I might, about Christmas dinner tomorrow.
What now?
Well, will you join us? The invitation still stands. You are part of the family, you know. Besides, you've not even met Tiny Tim before, or Martha and Belinda since they were but babes. And well, William has grown at
Family, eh? Tell me, Cratchit, why did a man as poor as you ever marry in the first place?
Why, sir? Because I fell in love.
Because I fell in love. Bah! Humbug!
Uncle, will you be joining us tomorrow?
Tomorrow is but the middle of the week. I shall be working, as you should be. Now, to your work before I sever our wonderful relationship.
Of course, Uncle.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, no, it never does.
Oh, it never seems to work for me at all.
Well, then you have learned a very valuable lesson from your experience.
Excuse me,
There is
but...
a right and wrong way to proceed in these matters.
Naturally so.
Well, and I'll probably never get it right.
Cratchit, who is it?
I'm not quite sure, Uncle. Excuse me, but...
Do forgive our manners, sir.
Oh, yes, we're not usually so preoccupied.
We try not to be, anyway.
That's quite all right. May we help you?
Oh, we're not here to help anyone. I'll handle this. What do you want?
Oh, dear. Well, are you sure this is the right place?
These are the directions that we were given.
And I dare say I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
Who are you and what are you doing in my establishment?
You are Ebenezer Scrooge, I presume?
Your presumptions are correct, sir.
Oh, dear. Well, excuse me, but do you think we could speak to Jacob Marley instead?
Ha! Jacob Marley's been dead for 7 years. I am sole proprietor of this establishment. So, tell me who you are that you would barge into my business like this.
I beg your pardon, sir, but we never barge.
Absolutely not. That would be quite outside of our usual manner.
Why, yes, we usually enter rather, angelically, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean, so get to the point.
Dear. Well, I do wish we could speak to Jacob Marley.
Well, you can't.
Oh, dear. Well, now what are we going to do?
Not to worry. I'm sure that Mr. Scrooge is a charitable man, full of peace and goodwill towards others.
Him.
Him? Me?
We do apologize for the intrusion, Mr. Scrooge, but our business is rather pressing.
You see, Mr. Scrooge, the Christmas season is the time of year where one's heart should be full of charity for one's fellow human beings.
One doesn't care what time of year it is, and if you come to make a request, I simply do not.
Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, what?
At this giving time of year, it is more than desirable that each of us give to those less fortunate than ourselves. There are many, many people, sir, in need of common necessities and many more in want of common comforts.
And are there no prisons?
There are plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are, though I wish that I could say that they were not.
Very well. I was afraid from what you told me at first that something had occurred to keep them from their useful purpose. I am very glad to know that they are still in operation. Now, good day to you all.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, this isn't going well at all. Now what do we do?
We shall continue our business with Mr. Scrooge. My dear man, I don't think that you understand. There are people in this very town, your town, who have needs of which you are not even aware. Why, there are some children who run barefoot in the street without a single pair of shoes that they can call their own.
And there are widows and orphans.
Well, and there are men without families who are very, very lonely.
Tell them to get a dog. What does all of this have to do with me?
We are in need of your financial assistance, sir.
A small contribution is all that we ask, sir.
Oh, only to help those less fortunate than yourself.
And why would I want to help anyone else?
Because at Christmas time, more than any other, one can best show the love of God through the generosity of one's spirit.
Remember what Christmas is all about, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, remember Jesus.
Remember that we give to others because he first gave to us.
And I should give you something if you don't get back to work.
So then, Mr. Scrooge, what shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, wonderful! You wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Now, see here. I don't make claims to being a Christian, and I don't make claims to making merry at Christmas time. And I cannot afford to make idle people merry either. My taxes go to support the prisons. They cost enough. Those who are badly off must go there.
Oh, but so many can't go there, and many others would rather die.
Well, then, let them be on with it and help to decrease the surplus population. Now, good day to you all.
Oh, dear. I do wish we could have spoken to Jacob Marley instead.
Now, maybe we can get some work done around here. Clutch it! I thought I told you to be rid of those carolers yesterday. If you want anything done in this world, you've got to do it yourself. Get up, go, run. Go, little ruffians. Vagrants. Oh, another day wasted. Will Christmas never end?
Excuse me, Uncle Ebenezer, but it's 5 o'clock, sir.
Yes, I'm more than aware of the time, Cratchit.
Yes.
Well, suppose you'll be wanting to go home to your family now.
Well, it is Christmas Eve, sir.
Yes, as I have been reminded 1,000 times today.
Yes, sir. And Uncle Ebenezer, about tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Suppose you'll be wanting to go home for the whole day tomorrow.
Well, yes, sir, if it would be convenient.
Every year you ask if it would be convenient, and every year it is as inconvenient as it was the year before. But oh, all right. You have whole day off. Just be here all the earlier the next morning.
Indeed, I will, sir. And, Uncle Ebenezer, about Christmas dinner tomorrow.
I shall be working.
But, sir, you've not even met Tiny Tim before. Won't you please reconsider?
I cannot stop for such frivolity.
As you wish, sir. Uncle, I do wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I leave you with a prayer that God will save your soul.
God save the Queen and leave me alone.
Caroline, what are you doing here?
Oh, Bob, why do you try so? All your prayers, they haven't softened his heart. Not one bit.
My dear, we must continue to have faith. Besides, he is the founder of the feast.
Founder of the feast indeed. I'd like to give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
It is Christmas, my dear. And he is all that I have left to remind me of my mother. I cannot give up on him.
But what if he continues to ignore God's voice?
Caroline, perhaps this Christmas, the voice of God will be so loud that he will not be able to ignore it.
Perhaps. But I don't understand him.
I know, Caroline. I know.
Why does he act this way? How can he be so insensitive? It's almost Christmas Day. No time for love. No time for feelings. His heart's grown cold. It's like he sold his soul. much more. Please don't ignore this Christmas Day.
There's so much more.